"Hey, black girl!" The words cracked like a whip across the crowded hallway. A hockey stick slammed against a locker, the metal echoing so loud even kids at the far end turned their heads. Laughter erupted, sharp and cruel, bouncing off the walls. She froze. 1 week into this new school, and already her name had been erased, replaced with something meant to cut. She held her bag tighter, knuckles white, eyes steady, though her body betrayed her, shoulders hunched, steps small, as if she could shrink out of sight. The leader stepped forward. Expensive sneakers, gold chain glinting, phone camera already rolling. His friends circled, smirks plastered across their faces. He twirled his hockey stick like a sword. "Lost, are you? This isn't your kind of place." The crowd leaned in. Phones lifted higher. Some whispered, some laughed louder. The sound wasn't just mockery, it was permission for him to go further. Her bag slipped from her shoulder. Books spilled across the floor. A notebook skidded, pages fluttering open to her careful handwriting. Gasps, then more laughter. One of the boys kicked it toward the trash can. She bent down quietly, hands trembling as she gathered her things. Her voice was soft, barely above a whisper. "I just want to go to class." The leader stepped in front of her, blocking the path. He pressed the hockey stick across her chest, pinning her back against the locker door. Metal rattled. "Class?" His grin widened. "Nah, you'll give us a show first." The crowd roared, chants breaking out. "Do it! Do it!" A girl with diamond earrings shouted, "Show her what happens when trash walks in here." She lowered her eyes, clutching her books to her chest, trying to push past. Her silence only fueled their arrogance. "Why so quiet?" Another sneered. "Come on, talk like you people do." Her jaw tightened, but she didn't answer. She just kept moving, step by step, and that silence, that refusal to beg, made them restless, made them crueler. The leader tapped her shoulder with the end of the hockey stick, once, twice. Then he leaned in close, voice dripping with mock sweetness. "Today, you'll learn how we treat outsiders in this school." The chants grew louder. The stick pressed harder into her ribs, and then he pulled it back, ready to strike. The last sound before it fell was the crowd's laughter, sharp as broken glass. The hockey stick cracked against the metal locker beside her head. The bang shook the hallway, and the crowd erupted into wild cheers. She flinched, but still didn't cry out. Her silence rattled them. The boy smirked, twirling the stick again. "Not even a scream?" "Let's fix that." Another shove sent her sprawling to the ground, books scattering once more. Her palms burned against the tile. Shoes stepped closer, circling like predators. Phones tilted down, capturing every second. One of the bullies jabbed the blunt end of his stick into her shoulder. She staggered but pushed herself up, brushing dust from her sleeve. Her lips were trembling, but her voice came steady, almost too calm. "Please stop, please," he repeated, mocking her tone. The crowd laughed on cue. "She begs nice, doesn't she?" He swung the stick low this time, knocking her legs from under her. She hit the floor hard, breath knocked out of her lungs. Laughter exploded again, echoing off lockers. Somewhere in the back, a student whispered nervously, "This is too much," but no one stepped forward. Not one teacher appeared. Her vision blurred, a faint ringing in her ears. She pressed her hand against her ribs where the impact stung. Her body shook, but still she didn't cry. The leader crouched down, sneering at her. "Why won't you cry? You think you're better than us?" She lifted her head, eyes locking on his, silent, steady, the smallest spark of defiance, and that look, without a single word, ignited his fury. He stood and raised the stick higher this time. The crowd gasped, half in thrill, half in fear. "Let's see how strong she really is." The blow came down hard across her back. Pain shot through her body, a sharp gasp escaping her lips. Finally, a sound. The crowd cheered as if victory had been won. Another strike. And another. Each one louder than the last. She staggered forward, hands scrambling for balance, knees buckling. Her breaths came shallow, uneven. The laughter began to falter. Whispers cut through. "Wait. She's not moving right. Did he go too far?" Her bag lay torn, notebook scattered, blood staining one page where her lip had split. She reached out, fingers trembling, trying to grab hold of something, anything, to pull herself up, but her body gave way. She collapsed onto the cold floor, vision dimming. The last thing she saw was the circle of faces, phones still recording, their laughter echoing like a storm she couldn't escape. And then, silence. One voice, hushed, cracked through the noise. She's not moving. The hockey stick slipped from his hand, clattering on the tile. The hallway fell into a stunned quiet. Hospital lights flickered overhead, sterile and unforgiving. Machines beeped in rhythm with her shallow breaths. Tubes ran from her arms, bruises blooming across her skin like a map of pain. Her mother burst through the door, heels clicking on the tile, eyes widening at the sight of her daughter lying still, broken. She gripped the bedrail with trembling hands. "My baby!" Her voice cracked, caught between fury and heartbreak. The principal entered moments later, his suit neat, his tone detached. "Accidents happen. Children fight. It will blow over." The mother's head snapped up, her voice, though soft, cut through like steel. This was no accident. Behind him, the millionaire father of the ringleader strolled in, a smug grin on his face. Diamond watch glittering, he pulled an envelope from his jacket and set it on the bedside table. "Let's not ruin reputations," he said smoothly. "Take this. Handle your medical bills. Forget the rest." The mother stared at the envelope. Her hand hovered over it, then shoved it back against his chest. Her eyes burned with something deeper than anger. "You touched the wrong child," he scoffed, adjusting his cufflinks. "Don't make trouble you can't afford." She leaned closer, voice low, steady, unshakable. "I survived worse than you, and I will not stay silent." That night, while the world slept, she began to move. Hospital photos, witness whispers. Screenshots of online bullying, every piece of evidence tucked into a worn folder. At the school, doors shut in her face. Teachers looked away, afraid. Other parents muttered warnings. "Don't fight them. You'll lose everything." The bullies strutted through the hallways, laughing louder, posting memes of her daughter collapsing. Screens lit up with cruelty. Students laughed online. But some scrolled in silence, guilt pressing heavier with every view. She found one man willing to listen, a journalist with tired eyes and scars of his own battles. He flipped through her folder slowly, one page at a time. The photos, the bruises, the words scrawled in hate. He leaned back, voice quiet. "If this goes public, your war won't just be against those boys. It'll be against the entire system," her reply was simple. "Then let it be war." The story hit the headlines like fire. Pictures of her daughter's bruised face, screenshots of the mocking memes, students' anonymous quotes, all spilled into the world. Cameras swarmed the school. Parents demanded answers. Reporters pressed microphones into every corner. The millionaire father laughed in front of the cameras. Exaggerations. Kids roughhouse. Don't believe everything you read. But as he chuckled, she stepped forward. Plain clothes. No jewelry. Just a blood-stained shirt in her hands, her daughter's shirt. She held it up to the flashing cameras. "This," she said, her voice cutting through the crowd, "is what your roughhousing did." Gasps rippled. Microphones shoved closer. Reporters shouted harder. The smirk slid off his face. A hearing was called. The boardroom overflowed. Parents, students, cameras lined against the wall. The millionaire family arrived with lawyers, polished and confident. She entered quietly, folder pressed to her chest. People scoffed. Some whispered, "She doesn't stand a chance." The lawyers laughed. "Do you even know how to run a case?" She didn't argue. She opened the folder. Photo after photo. Medical reports. Screenshots of every hateful post. Each page slammed down like a drumbeat. The room grew quieter with every piece she laid out. Students shifted in their seats. Some stood up, voices breaking the silence. "It's true, I saw it. I was there." The journalist, seated at the back, spoke firmly. "Every word checks out." By the end, the board sat frozen. The chair leaned into the mic, voice unsteady. "These charges are undeniable." The verdict came swift. The bullies expelled. The principal forced to resign. The millionaire father cornered by reporters demanding apology. His face, once smug, now pale under the camera lights. Outside, crowds cheered the mother's courage. Students lowered their heads in respect. Phones that once recorded cruelty now spread her victory across the world. She didn't smile. She didn't gloat. She walked back to the hospital, to the girl who had endured in silence. Kneeling by her bed, she kissed her daughter's forehead and whispered, "It's over. You can rest now." News spread nationwide. Programs launched to protect students from bullying. Her daughter, once mocked, became a symbol of resilience, and the family that thought money could silence the world, their reputation shattered in a storm of truth, because silence wasn't weakness. Silence became the storm that destroyed them.